Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ggameknights presents Blades in the Dark. I am I don't know what they're called in this game. I didn't check. I'll say your uncle, your good dungeon uncle, Ryan, and I'll be running this game. This is the first time that I have ran it, and I've never played it. And no one else in this group has played it either. So we are all in the dark, as it were. So if you've played this game a lot, be gentle with us. But if you have advice, I'm cool with advice. To me as the GM, don't offer the things to players unless they specifically ask for it. But I'm fine if you want to mention things to me. Anyway, welcome everybody. We have games all the time here and on Twitch, and we put them on YouTube afterwards. The next one that we have this week is tomorrow on Thursday, which is Elegant Suffering, which is a kind of Jane Austen RPG. Is there magic in that, or is it just Jane Austen? Okay, there's no, just all right. Yep, none at all. Just
magic is in our performance.
Yeah, magic
and
is
the kissing.
And the kissing. Elbow touching. So that's going to be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then obviously you can check in all of the schedule below for other games past that. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, join our Discord, all that good stuff. But you know what? Before I continue to rattle off about this and that and another thing, let's go ahead and introduce the cast that we have with us tonight, starting with Savannah. Savannah, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I would love to, Ryan. Hi, I'm Savannah, or Savvy at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter. When this channel's live, I'm here. So that's where you can find me. I'm also in a couple of other places on the internet. For the next few weeks on Friday afternoons at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm on twitch.tv/encounterroleplay with GB. We're playing Apocalypse World. I'm running it. It's a show called Diesel Punks, and it's been really fun so far. Got a few weeks left. Come hang out. And then on Monday nights for the next couple of months at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm on twitch.tv/Kobold Press playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I play a Moon Cleric, and we're using their new Deep Magic Grimoire. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Thank you so much. Also, we have with us tonight is Jonathan. Sean, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi. Thank you, Ryan. My name is Sean. I'm the Kraken King on Twitter and Twitch and other places. I am also on this channel every day except for Mondays and Wednesdays, except for tonight because today's a Wednesday. Holy crap, where'd my week go? And yeah, did you introduce? I zoned out. Sven, did you introduce what character you're playing?
No, not yet.
We can do that later.
Okay, cool. I do specifically, as far as the scheduling announcement, I do run on Saturdays, a game called Saturday Nights Apocalypse. Just this week, scheduling note, we're doing a change up to our normal scheduling going forward, and the game's going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern time this week. So join us for that. We'll have a couple of other scheduled things that we'll talk about on Saturday, but just so you know. And that's me.
Thank you so much, Sean. Also, we have with us tonight is Graybeard. Hey. How would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. Graybeard's Tavern. Check my Twitter for all my scheduley goodness and all that. As mentioned, I will be next up. Oh, no, I have something tomorrow. I'll be over on Indoor Adventures channel tomorrow night playing Hugurk, my bugbear ranger gloomstalker. But we're not introducing ourselves yet tonight. So you'll just have to wait, people. Just have to wait.
Cheeky sir. Thank you. We also have with us tonight RJ, who I'm not played with. This is my first time playing a game with you. I'm really excited about it. So tell me about yourself.
I was about to say hay's for horses, but hey, I'm RJ. I'm here on the channel sometimes as random characters in Slaying 101, and also tomorrow as Theo in Elegant Suffering Beach episode.
I'm really excited. But is it like English cold beach? Like everyone's like,
We're going to Brighton, good sir, and I'm going to wear my best swimwear.
okay.
You know, knees are showing and stuff, man. Knees are
miserable.
showing.
I don't know. That's good. It's a late show. My goodness. Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for playing tonight and exploring this game together. Again, we are playing Blades in the Dark. It's a game by John Harper. I think we're just gonna get started in a little bit. I'm trying to think. No, let's not start with the. Let's start with it. We'll start with the character. Well, the world. Okay, we'll start with the world, right? That sounds good. We're playing in the city of Duskfall. It's a city that has been plunged in a near total darkness for about 1,000 years at this point, but who's counting? There was a cataclysm. The immortal emperor broke the gates of death, shattered the sun. But who cares about those things anymore? We're just trying to make our way through this scrappy little existence we have on the streets of Duskfall, a city choked with scum and villainy. See, the dead don't exactly die in Duskfall anymore after the gates of death were destroyed. There are gangs and corrupt cops and spooky ghosts. We are starting as a brand new crew that is just kind of scraped together and managed to carve out a tiny little corner in the choked alleys of Crow's Foot. This is an old city, and every corner, every street, every alley is accounted for. There's no place that's not someone's territory. And so if you're going to make any ground, you have to take it from somebody else. So, before we find out how you do that, let's introduce the characters. We'll start in opposite order. RJ, who are you playing tonight?
Tonight I'll be playing Ephraim, who is the Leech playbook. Background is in the Daggered Isle. Well, his heritage is from the Daggered Isles, but he made his way to Crow's Foot for academic purposes. A young-looking boy, kind of almost out of his teens, disheveled like an academic would be. He spent far too long reading books and drinking coffee, and not enough time sleeping and eating his Wheaties.
Yeah, and coffee in this world is not that great, actually. Just to do a further setting, without the sun, not a lot of plants grow all that great. So you're probably drinking mushroom coffee, just to.
I've synthesized a strain of Red Bull.
You devil! All right, excellent. So we have Ephraim, the Leech. Graybeard, tell us about who you're playing tonight.
I'm playing Zaya Wormgrove. He is a noble who is out of favor and out on his ass, basically. I put down his look was dapper, as if, but in that sort of, are you a vampire kind of way? He is the whisper, and yeah, he has spent way too much time with books and other substances to be of any use to normal society.
Excellent. Sean, who will you be playing tonight?
I am playing Vond Laudius, aka Seven. I'm playing the Slide playbook. Vond comes from a family from Tykeros, which is like a semi-mythical place. People are there rumored to have like demonic heritage, so he's a little bit weird looking. They're all supposed to have a demonic telltale or something that marks them, and so I think theirs is like the reversed hands like the Rakshasa have, so their thumbs are on the wrong side. Yeah. So that is his it's the only thing that marks him as being different.
So you played a character it's like real big. You're playing a character who's like real big. Like, wait, which one is the Slide? Are they the social one?
That is the manipulator, the social one. Yeah.
Okay. Weird handshakes.
He's a very handsome man. Yeah.
Just like you do the handshake and they're like, I don't know, whatever you want, just let go.
Very handsome man, like in his early 30s, dressed very sharp, family of con artists. His background is in the underworld as a grifter.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you. And then finally, Savannah.
That's me. I today am playing Carol Savoy. She goes by Lush because she's drunk most of the time. She is a hound with a sniper background. She is a sharpshooter and a hunter.
Fantastic. So we got lots of bookmarks here. So to once again, for the viewing audience, I've never run it. I've never played it. I really haven't even watched a lot of it played either. And no one else this year has played. So we're going to go through it. I'm going to reference the rules as long as it isn't too frustrating. And then so there'll be a little bit of searching, but for the most part, we'll just kind of wing it. But we are going to use the starting situation that they use in this book. So, this is called War in Crowsfoot. Your crew is caught up in a perilous and possibly profitable situation in Crowsfoot District. Rorik, the ward boss who ran the criminal operations in Crowsfoot, is dead. There's some rumors that it was his second in command, Lisa, who was responsible, but it doesn't really matter as she's now controls Rorik's impressive gang of cutthroats, known as the Crows. But when Rorik died, the peace that he brokered between two lesser gangs, the Lamp Blacks and the Red Sashes, have once again exploded into open war on the streets. And your crew is poised to profit from this. Your bottom of the barrel crew can possibly use this as an opportunity to get some leverage. So, who will you side with? And do you have loyalties and friendships in the mix, or are you detached outsiders coldly exploiting the situation? And we will play to find out. So, and we'll start here. The four of you are in the cramped office of the Lamp Blacks leader, Bazo Baz, overlooking the coal warehouse floor below. Several of his thugs are hanging about, armed for war, sizing you up. Bazo wants your answer. Are you with them or against them? What do you say? Will you side with Lampblacks or will you just pretend to? And good luck. Bazo is very sharp. Or will you tell him to fuck off? Or are you actually here to kill him for the red sashes? And if so, we can do a flashback and pick a plan for how you do go about that. So, real quickly, that's the situation. Because they don't do it right there, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background in each of those gangs so you have some context for who you're siding with.
Because what was the name? I got red sashes. The other one I haven't picked up on what you're saying.
Lamp Black.
Lamp Black.
One word. Yeah, Lamp Blacks.
Okay.
So, which will make a little bit more sense when you hear kind of their background. They are former lamplighter guild members, but they've turned to crime when their services were replaced by electric lights. Let's see. Their headquarters is in the office of a coal warehouse. They operate a handful of brothels and cheap drug dens across Crowsfoot. Their assets that you would know about. They've a fearsome gang of leg breakers and mayhem makers. They've got a number of smugglers on the payroll who run their drugs. They're allies with other people. I'm not going to get in that. Okay, in the situation that they're in, they're at war over turf and vengeance for the deaths with the Red Sashes. Baz is recruiting every free blade in the district for extra muscle and doesn't take no for an answer. You're either with them or against them. The Lampblacks are not particularly well connected politically, but are somewhat folk heroes among the working class who see them as lovable rogues standing up to the powers that be. The Red Sashes are originally a school of ancient Eruvian sword artists, and they've since expanded into criminal endeavors. They've got a sword fighting school in Crowsfoot. They operate a handful of high-end drug dens on Crowsfoot and the docks. They've got a small contingent of master sword fighters. They've got a master alchemist, and they've got many potent potions and essences. And they're kind of a similar situation. They're Mylera, their leader, is recruiting every free blade in the district for extra muscle and doesn't take no for answer. You're either with them or against them. The Red Sashes are very well connected with former sword students placed at the Eruvian consulate in the Path of Echoes and among the inspectors. So
Bazo is the leader of the
Lampblacks.
Lampblacks. Okay.
Yes.
I do have Bazo marked as my enemy on my sheet.
Okay.
Just coincidentally, I read that
there
name
you go.
and I was like, I don't like that guy.
So you all don't have to be of one accord necessarily right off the bat, because you can if he's your enemy, you don't have to betray him right now, or you can like work with him now and betray him later, or depending on where the rest of you stand, this could be it. This could be the beginning.
I think the Red Sashes sounds super cool. Just saying.
I'm kind of in the red sash camp too, but also, why didn't I play the cutter? We just go ape right now and just start stabbing people.
So this could also be right now your crew is not in a very until we start making rolls, you're not in a great position. maybe you're just here to get a lay of the land and see where everything is positioned, and this is for a later strike when things aren't so perilous and you're against you. But I'll let you all decide what you want to do. Bazabaz is kind of sitting behind his desk, his dirty boots kicked up on top. He has a crystal tall glass. He's got swirling a bit of mushroom whiskey. Giving him the sights.
So, what's it gonna be?
Well, Basil, it's a very compelling offer. I know we've had a bit of bad blood in the past, but I think we'd be willing to put that under the bridge and sort things out now. Come to some sort of accord.
That's why you're here.
So what exactly is it you want us doing? What's the take?
I want to hit the red sashes where it hurts.
I've got word of a treasury that they have stashed. I need someone to pilfer it. Of course, they'd be entitled to a cut.
Sounds simple enough. Doc, Lush, any input on it?
How big's the cut?
Oh, standard rate for these sorts of things. You take 40%.
Probably not enough to pay for my tuition, but sure, why not?
Education is important.
Wormwood is not, he's totally hearing everything, but he's looking around the room trying to locate a local spirit he can snatch onto if this goes ugly.
I see. Let's see. Let me look at the actions. I'm going to see if this might... It seems like it's a trying to get in a tune, but I don't know if you're quite there yet. It might be a... is it gather information? No. Survey? Maybe a survey?
Sounds good.
So looking for telltale signs of trouble before it happens. Although, no, actually, you know what? You're just looking around. I don't think that's not. There's no danger there.
Okay.
I don't know. Sorry, I'm only supposed to there's only an action when there's like opposition to it. You're looking around.
Right. Yeah.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm getting out of the D&D headspace.
All good.
So you're looking around. I think you see in this particular room, which is again kind of in an office that is elevated, looking out over a coal warehouse. You see these large bins that are filled with like coal on the top. You see, there's burning coal lamps that are kind of keeping everything almost a little like too warm in this room. Like, even though a Dustfall in general is quite cold and damp, so when you first entered the warehouse, it might have been a little bit soothing or comfortable, but like the longer you're in here, the more the heat gets oppressive, and like the choking like smell of coal is a little bit much. You do see I think you feel out a little bit of a spectral presence nearby, as there often is in Crowsfoot. The sheer amount of murders that have taken place here, there are ghosts everywhere. You don't see any yet, but they usually aren't far here. As much as the the spirit wardens do their best to prevent new ghosts from showing up. Crowsfoot's still pretty flush.
Good. All right. Yeah. So he feels a little better, but he's still like I said, he's completely hearing all of it, but he's waiting to snatch a spirit to throw at them so he can run. If this goes bad.
So I'm
You
hearing
said
some
40.
yeses. Do we have an accord here?
You said 40%. Make sure I heard that right.
That's right.
I mean, considering the amount of risk with the current political climate between and how much we'd be sticking our necks out here, I think 45% sounds a bit more fair.
Now, this is getting close to a roll. We're getting close to a roll. I'm not going quite to do it. He's going to argue with you for a little bit. And so, it's pretty standard. So, you're, to be polite, nobodies. You do the job. You're getting your actual skin in the game. That's great. But the knowledge of where these caches are, the red sashes will know if it gets hit, who'll let loose. So I lose an asset if you fail as well. And that's going to bring back a hell far greater than maybe some nobody gutter rats are going to get. So I feel that 40% is fair enough. Here's where it becomes a roll. He's going to just put his finger down and say 40%. Don't push my patience.
Fine, 40%. But as you know, and as you well put it, we're a bit of nobodies, and we don't have as much assets to be throwing around up front to be doing our preparations for a job like this. How about 10% up front, so we have the assets to work with, and the other 30% upon completion?
All right, I'm gonna say because I want to roll something. We're gonna do a sway roll. I'm gonna say this is not a risky roll. I'm gonna say this is a controlled roll, like the position is controlled. So, first off, oh yeah, let me go back. I'm not supposed to say what action you're using. So
I was going towards sway.
Okay, so yeah, so I assumed. So you say you're going for a sway there, and I set the position and the effect. I think the position is controlled. I don't think that seems pretty. I don't think you're going to piss him off too much with that. And the effect, I'm going to say, I'll just say standard.
Okay.
Standard.
And no bonus dice or anything. It asked me for that too.
So there are ways to get bonus dice. The way you get bonus dice is to either you can take a devil's bargain, where basically I offer you something that is going to be some downside, but you get to roll a bonus dice on top of that. Okay. Whether you succeed or not, that downside happens.
Okay. 6 and a 4.
6 and a 4, and I assume it's not take the low. So you rolled. You get what you want for sure. And he looks at you over for a moment, and he says, "I understand the plight of the working class, as they say. It's hard to pull yourself up from nothing. I've been there before. And I know what a bit of a boost will do. So, Boggs, set them up." And a kind of portly gentleman kind of oils himself up towards you. That's not the verb I wanted. He slides over there and pulls out a bit like a just a box, and then like gives. I will say, what was this going to be? So you want 10%? It's going to give you 2 coin in advance, which is more than it sounds.
I assume that's 2 coin total, not like 2 coin each.
2 coin total. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, is it? Okay, so 2 coin, just the abstraction, it's equal to a fine weapon, a weekly income for a small business, a fine piece of art, a set of luxury clothes. So that's what 2 coin is.
Okay.
So you all can spend that. And then, so do we have a deal?
My associates here agree.
Fine.
It's okay.
Then yes, I think we have a deal.
Right. And then he nods, and everyone but a few of his a few of like the toughest looking bodyguards leave the room. And he slides over an envelope to you all. He's like, here. This is where you'll find it. Once you have it, just bring it back here. Maybe take a day before you do. Make sure that you're not being followed.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. It's mighty kind of you, and we'll let you know once we have the goods.
Pleasure.
I also have
I
an ability called, or my special ability is called Mesmerize.
Oh.
That when I sway someone, I can you may cause them to forget that it's happened until they next interact with you. So my question is, can I have him forget that he has fronted us the 10% for now?
So the ability. So when you sway, since you rolled a critical, well, I guess it's technically not critical. A critical would be if you rolled 2 6s. But yeah, since you got a success, I'll sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he forget. I think
And it doesn't say on a success or fail, so I assume if I failed, I could also make them like it doesn't. Does the game specify like this happens on a success, this happens on a failure, or when it says sway somebody, is that assuming that I succeeded on swaying them?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to for now, since it doesn't say successfully sway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. It's just you can make them forget. Either way. So the way that I'm going. Oh, someone can answer that question. Go ahead, throw that in there. What I'm gonna say is to answer with this particular situation is that weirded out by your hands, Boggs, who is the accountant, handing the money, just forgets to mark it in the ledger that he paid you out. Mesmerized by your just I don't need a little by your knucks. So you do need to succeed on the sway, but after that it's free real estate. Okay, I assume that's a metaphor.
So yeah, after that I get free reign on like how I did that. Okay,
cool. So yes, so yeah, so the 4 of you leave the coal warehouse of the Lamplacks, and you step out into the streets of Crowsfoot. kind of into a scene of dockers filing to and from work, minks plying their trade on the corners. You see a squad of blue coats shaking down a shopkeep for a bribe. You hear jibes from rival gangs calling challenges to each other across the rooftops. It's a fine coach carrying a noble clatters across the road, probably seeking illicit wares. The streets are multi-leveled, cramped, dark, and foggy. Buildings are inns, all manners, swap houses, stone houses, taverns, brothels, and butchers. But in the center of Crow's Foot, where you come out, it's the Crow's Nest. It's an ancient tower from before the cataclysm that has been a ritual sanctum, an astronomer's laboratory, and a blue coat watch post before its current role as the headquarters of the district's chief gang, the Crows. So you make your way out onto the streets. And if you read this envelope, you will discover that there's a card game going on in Tangled Town. There's supposed to be quite a lot of red sash money making its way there. Tangled Town is right. I'm peeing on the map. I'll do it one more time. Tangled Town is essentially, just imagine the worst Venice. Hundreds of years ago, one of the massive Leviathan hunter ships was partially sunk in the river, and since then it's collected an attendant flotilla of tiny watercraft, all lashed together into a floating neighborhood. Tangled Town is considered neutral ground among the street gangs of Crowsfoot, and no violence is allowed there. And that is where the card game is taking place. So, here's how this works. And you're gonna tell me, and you can discuss it in or out of character, how you want to approach this, whether you want to do assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, or actually, yeah, transport doesn't make sense in this situation, but the other 5 might.
And what's our objective here again?
To get the money. There's going to be a lot of money there, specifically from the red sashes.
Zayad coughs into a kerchief. That was truly dreadful. We can't work for these scoundrels. Could we possibly sell them out to the red sashes and make a coin or two that way? As he tucks his handkerchief away.
They're paying us.
Could get more.
I mean, information is malleable and could get us a few coin if we were to turn these louts against those louts and maybe make some more space in the town for us.
Would we be stealing from the red sashes at this event, or is this a neutral event that we're just
red sashes, primarily from the red sashes? Like, you know that they're going to be, you don't know who else is going to be there, but you know that the red sashes are bringing quite a bit of there's going to be a high rolling table there.
No, that's one option. Go in and say that, go over to the red sashes and look for I wrote down the name someplace, Malera, and report to her what's going on here. I doubt we'll get paid as well for giving some information and not doing a job. Or, hear me out. Vaso seemed very keen on this not blown back on them. What if we ensured that it did? Keep the take for ourselves. Frame him for the job.
What's to stop him from saying that we framed him then?
Well,
It's like he said,
it's a fair point.
we're nobody.
Who's going to believe him?
Sounds
Just tell me
fun.
tell me what I need prepped, and I'll get it together.
So to me, it sounds like we'd want to do this more quietly,
Okay.
like subterfuge, rather than like attacking them outright.
Okay. So there's stealth. The three that seem to fit: stealth, deception, or social. Maybe. So just to kind of to say what the plan that you all had, and knew the Lampblacks and Red Sashes are already in open war, so the Lampblacks making a move against them is not really gonna hurt their reputation at all if they already know that they're out of war. Didn't mean to tap the mic. However, it will benefit you. You could frame them, and that will benefit, because this is supposed to be neutral ground. It's actually really, really shitty for them to pull this job in Tangletown, so they could draw ire from a lot of the other gangs that maybe they weren't that have that much rivalry with in there. So it will hurt them to be outed in that way.
Did the note that was passed to Seven have any insignia of the black lamps?
No. No.
The only thing that I think we'll need to ensure is that nobody comes looking for, because the money's going to be gone, and somebody's going to be looking for the money. That's going to be the whole point. If we make it so that it seems that the money can't be retrieved, escape via, I assume we're going to need a boat or something to get out there, make it look like it sank or something, leave some remnants of Bazo's crew there as well. They find the bodies, dredge the river, can't find the money.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's where I'm going to step in. We're starting to get into planning beforehand territory. This is okay currently, because I think it's okay for right now, because it's actually but I think if we're talking about planning Lampblack stuff, then we probably should start doing that right now. So we can get to the actual so we probably need, if you want to plant Lampblack, did you say bodies?
Yeah, I think we need bodies.
All right, let's collect them. So we're gonna go right ahead into our first engagement, which is not the score of the score yet. This is gonna be a pre-score. Yes, sir.
I do have as one of my enemies Eckerd, a corpse thief.
Oh, okay. Was one of your enemies or one of your friends, or what
enemies?
Enemies. Okay. All right. So how was that? How were you thinking of using your enemy, the corpse thief, into Eckerd? By the way, I like that. What? I'm getting that down.
I'll type it in chat. I'll bring it up to the crew and say, well, we did get a 10% bonus, and loath as it is that we're going to have to interact with him, that's on the table.
You want to throw down a coin for that, considering what's at stake?
Yeah.
Because I assume a coin in this situation would be a fair amount of money if this whole take was meant to be
Yes. So yes. So here's what we're gonna do. You want to pay a coin to get some lampblack bodies? We can do that. We'll just like go ahead and then push the timeline a little bit further out. And I think a coin. Let's see. What is it? I just read what the coin's worth. I think a coin. If you spend those 2 coin, I'll let you buy. Be able to grab a lampblack body or 2, and you also have a gondola that you can that doesn't work. It's like, or it has like it's a ruined gondola that you can pre-sync. And yeah, you can even plant that letter on them. You know.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea. I don't know if I should say that, but
No.
I assume that you were angling that direction anyway. So that will have been done. Your alibi is in place. So what we're going to do now is with the deception, we have to determine what if we're going to do stealth, we're going to sneak in and take it. Is that what you said? Okay.
I think because we don't want anybody seeing us and be able to tie the crime to us.
All right. So those 2 coin are spent. You got a ruined gondola. You also paid for someone to take you out to Tangletown. We begin the scene with the creaking of ropes taut as the moored ships kind of swing in the tide of these ink black waters. It stinks of rot and sewage under this oppressive darkness above that is like choked with oily black chimney smoke mixing with fog and almost a rain that while it's not very heavy, it's just constant sometimes in dustfall, and it just gently patters on the waters around you as you pull yourself closer and closer and closer to the this particular gambling hall, which I am going to. I'm sure there's a roll table for names. And I'll let someone. You can suggest one if I can't find one first.
Or
I don't see one. That's okay. What do you think? What is the name of this tavern?
Oh,
If it's a gambling place, the Bountiful Luck.
Love it. The Bountiful Luck. And on the side of the hull of the ship, so the ship that it's like is constructed in, it's twisted and upside down. And on the side where it says like the Bountiful Luck, there's been some people who have graffitied over it to say some less than savory things instead. But you know exactly this is where you're supposed to go. You guide your gondola underneath. There's a small gap underneath where you can slide your gondola and get beneath like the kind of floorboards. You can hear like a loud sound of like boots kind of pounding above in this flipped deck above you. Actually, we're going to do a roll now. So this is the engagement roll. Let's talk about it. So the engagement roll is a fortune roll. All right. So you start out with one dice for sheer luck, and we modified this pool for any advantages or disadvantages that may apply. So, is this operation particularly bold or daring? I would say so far no. It's stealthy, not planning on using violence, I think we're probably okay for right now. We're gonna leave that flat. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target and hit them where they're weakest? I don't know. I think like right now, I think this might just be a flat 1D. Oh, no. So can any of your friends with contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? Does anyone have any contacts that might help in this situation?
I have
don't.
a Nirix who's a prostitute.
Okay. Yeah.
Might be at an event like this. Bunch of high rollers.
Yeah. Sure.
Working.
So, Nirix, is that like Shihide? I don't know what that
Go with they.
Okay. All right. So Nirix, they tell you about this is the best point of ingress where you can get in and without having to pass through the doormen who are going to frisk and search and make sure that no one is going in with anything that they shouldn't. So we'll give an extra die for that. And there's kind of any other elements that anyone wants to consider. I'm going to say no. So we're rolled 2 dice. So Sean, since this was your contact, or rather 7, since this is your contact, give me a fortune roll with 2 die.
Okay. Now there's a roll fortune button. I'm going to click that. All right, number of dice. 2. All right. It's asking me for notes. I assume just gonna skip that one.
Yeah, we can skip that one.
Oh, those are bad rolls.
Those are bad rolls. So that's a 2 and a 1. So that's not great. So something about this situation is going to be trickier. There is as you all pull up to this place, to like underneath the ship of the Bountiful Luck, you notice that the security detail that you were told was supposed to be there, like the way that the patterns were supposed to work, it's different. It seems to be perhaps there's a new security officer who's running things a little differently than Nirix. Is that what their name was? Nirix.
Yeah,
that
Nirix.
Was aware of. So, if we're going to kind of break in from this hatch that underneath, you're gonna have to go through a guard somehow.
I do have poisons. And as an artificer, I begin. Oh, for one, I can invent a creation with the Sparkcraft feature, take +1 results to my level to the roll, and I begin with 1 special designer already known. Doc has a cane, which is unusual for someone as young as him. But the design of the cane is on one end, he can hit the ground with it, and it releases basically a flash bomb. And on the other end, he can basically unscrew the head and blow out a poison.
Nice.
It's also his wrecker tools.
Very, very cool. So is the goal, so are you wanting to
Sneak up to the guard and use drown powder on them. It incapacitates them by making them feel like they're drowning.
oh my god, that's horrible. All right, so let's see, how do you approach them? You said sneak, so but do you want to, is that the way, so that sounds like a prowl roll to sneak up on them.
Okay.
But if you want to change it into a different way, thing, you are allowed to. If you're angling for a different action.
Well, I'll take the prowl roll. He basically walks up behind them, taps them on the shoulder, and says, "Hey."
Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead and I'm gonna say rolling up on them. So here's what it's gonna be a it's gonna be risky to get that close up on a guard, and this guard detail is a little bit green, and so in that sense they're a little bit like twitchy. And walking up behind one of them might we'll see. Like depending on how effective the poison and how fast affecting it is, there might be like a quick response to it. So I'm going to do a risky, but I'm going to say it's a standard effect for now. So if you want to take a devil's bargain and increase the die that you have, we can do that. Or you can push yourself in some way and take some stress and get an extra die.
Could I do that proactively, or do I have to decide now?
Yes, we would decide before you roll, yes.
I'll take a devil's bargain. Let's see what that does.
Okay, so a devil's bargain, in this case, I'm going to say... So to get up, let me actually look at some of the suggestions that they have. I think I have an idea, but I'm just curious if it matches with what I'm thinking. Okay, so you're trying to incapacitate this person. They're standing kind of like on the edge of the dock. You incapacitate them and make them feel like they're drowning. You run the risk of them actually falling off the ship, like and going into the water and literally drowning. And whether or not you want to actually kill someone in this may not be your aim. If you do kill someone, and this is something that you all know, when anyone dies in Duskfall, the crows of the Spirit Wardens, they magically are attuned to that, and they show up overhead in time and kind of circle around the area where the death occurred. And in time, they're supposed to do it within 3 days. The Spirit Wardens have to find the body and dispose of it in a proper way to keep that body from releasing its ghost. So you will bring Spirit Warden attention to Tangletown if they die, and also your conscience. I don't know. So that's what you're. Oh wait, but Devil's Bargain actually. I'm sorry, I'm doing this wrong because the Devil's Bargain is not a maybe. It might happen. I'll say it will happen. You're gonna kill this person if you do it. So that's how the way I'm supposed to be saying it. They die if you do it.
So its position's still risky.
So I'm gonna say the position stays risky, but you get an extra die to roll.
Okay. Input value will be standard, right?
Standard, yeah.
And then bonus dice 1.
Yes.
Yeet. That didn't.
So did you have no skills in that?
No, I did not.
Okay, so you went from a disadvantaged roll to just like a straight roll.
Okay.
So you did get the extra die. In this case, not very helpful. Since that outcome is supposed to happen anyway, you do succeed. And the way this game works, like a 1 to 3 doesn't mean like what you set up for doesn't necessarily happen. It can still happen. It just means that consequences are not super great necessarily. So you come up behind this person and you tap them on the shoulder and your poison into their face, and this kind of swarthy fellow kind of chokes, gasps, and kind of like grabs at you, kind of like grabbing at your collar. And as they're kind of like leaning back, they pull you back with them into the water, choking out. And I'm going to do a couple things here. Number one, I'm going to tell you how resistance rolls work. Because you're getting pulled into the water with this gentleman. You can tell me, no, I'm going to resist that. And then you roll against it. But if you're willing to take that consequence, then you can just say, okay.
I'll resist it and say that I smack him in the face with the wrecker portion of my cane.
Okay, so you're going to roll me as a prowess resistance. So what this is going to do, you're going to incur 6 stress, and then you roll prowess, and you subtract what your roll is from 6. So you can get it down potentially to 0.
Where is the prowess button? Just roll a d6, basically.
Well, let me look at your sheet. No, because you actually have really good prowess. You see where the actual word itself highlighted?
And control F.
Far right hand side, it's above your like finesse and prowl skills.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
above
the section.
It's above finesse, yeah.
All right, so I just hit that. No bonus dice.
You roll 3 times because you have. I'll explain that real quick.
Yeah.
Because
So for 1.
Doc has 1 in finesse, 1 in skirmish, and 1 in rec, or 2 in rec. But for every point that you have in each skill, your resistance in that particular category goes up. So being a jack of all trades makes you really helps you in resistance. These rolls in particular, if that makes sense. So you rolled a 4, 5, and a 4, so we're going to take the highest. So you only take 1 stress from this, resisting this. But also we're going to start a clock right now. I'm going to say, since I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, gang. I'm going to say gangs. So basically, you're going to get alerted, or all the gangs in the place are going to get alerted to the presence of what's going on here. I'm putting this up right here. Cool. So this is how this works. There are certain things that, like if there are some certain failures that happen, I'm going to tick this clock and we're going to get closer to that happening. Cool. So that's how this game works. All right. So awesome. Doc, you poison this guard. They kind of like gurgle and claw at you, but you bop them on the head, and they, with a crack, they kind of spin a little bit into the dark and slip into the inky waters below with a splash right next to the gondola below where the other 3 of you are waiting. As you see, the like as soon as they break through the surface, the poor guard is lost to vision. What do you all do?
Oh my. Oops. He must have been successful.
Why did we pay for bodies?
This just
That
makes
seems like a
it
waste
look,
at this point.
well, it looks
Kind
more
of
like, the thing happened.
Yeah.
True.
It also means we should move quickly because somebody's going to notice if he's gone. You all right over there, Doc?
Oh, Peachy, you pay for good poisons and they don't work immediately. It's just, I've got to talk to Stasi after this.
Right. Maybe wait a couple days.
So in we go.
So We'll say that there's that hatch underneath that is now no longer guarded for the moment. You crack your way in, and I'm going to change the music to... Yeah, we'll change it to that. As you all kind of make your way inside, you hear some music being played as these rapscallions and scoundrels and villains of Crowsfoot kind of make their way back and forth. I think like you're in it. You find yourself coming up through this hatch that's in like a closet room. You're kind of surrounded by all these old dingy, smelly closets. Or I'm sorry, dingy, smelly coats, and you can kind of like peek in and see the assortment of like tables where lots of different card games are being played. The air is thick with tobacco smoke, as people are drinking and laughing and cursing in some instances, and you hear the clink of coins being spent in massive quantities. So, you know that the high roller table is in a room a bit deeper in the bountiful luck. So, what do you do?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Are we supposed to pick like what items we have before the mission starts out of our
Yes.
list?
Yes. So how load works, you can pick kind of as much as you want. What did I just dropped? Oh, I dropped mine. You can pick as much as you want, but if you pick between 1 and 3 items, your load is light, and that makes you a little faster, less conspicuous, and you blend in with citizens. If you have 4 or 5 items, you look like a scoundrel ready for trouble, but that's normal in this city. If you have 6, you got a heavy load, you're slower, and you look like you're on a mission. And if you have 7 to 9 load, you're encumbered, you're overburdened, and you can't do anything except move very slowly.
Okay.
So you kind of pick the things that you want in with that trade-off.
Cool. Yeah, because I had left mine unchecked, so I need
Gotcha.
to go ahead and do that.
All right. So, yeah, we'll give people a chance to do that. I'm trying to think if I can explain anything else while this is happening.
What kind of weapons does everyone use if they do use weapons?
I have a rifle.
I think
and
7 would prefer not to.
a
But...
blade. Generally.
Oh, I did not know we were dueling. I didn't bring anything.
One of the things that I can do is improve on existing gear for the most part. And one of the suggested things is basically to make a rifle more compact. You can basically make a tinkering check to split it in 2, like you can roll the barrel on instead of just have it stationary.
Oh, that's really cool.
So could we say in preparation for this, I would have modified Lush's gun to be more concealable?
It's a large gun.
Sure, if that's a thing, yes, then yes. You can have a gun that is we like the classic, like broken up into 3 pieces sort of thing that you can have in like a
Attaché case.
attaché. Yeah, for sure.
Now here's the thing. I do have a pet. I'm not looking at Ryan's face right now because every time I say this to him,
There's always one person in Ryan's game that has a pet.
I have a dog.
You have a dog.
Yeah, which
What
I'm
kind
not-
of dog?
She's a scruffy, a little blue tick hound named Kit, and she doesn't count against my what is it? Load.
Load.
Okay.
A hunting dog.
All right. You
How's the dog coming inside with us?
I'm not gonna leave her.
Taps a sign that says "No dogs allowed."
That's gonna draw a lot of attention. Wait out here by the body.
Could say
Alright.
it's your service dog.
It's still gonna draw attention.
It's meant for finding things.
Can't you find money?
Fine. Stay.
All right. So
Why are you ruining this for me?
did you say Kit?
Yes.
All right. So Kit is gonna guard the hatch and the gondola underneath,
Good dog.
and Kit even like takes the rope and like wraps it up and like, and, like for now it is moored, and then hides in the coats.
She's a good dog.
So.
Right. So we get in there, play it cool, find the high rollers, see where they're keeping the earnings, the winnings, or the losses, I guess, for tonight.
Okay.
Get in clean, get out.
He's still sinking the ship.
We're doing that on the way
After.
out. But no. Would we have done that beforehand?
I said that you already did it.
Yeah. It's already sunk somewhere that someone will find it. Like
it's
the
already
morning.
sunk. Yeah. Maybe you can like do one thing to do like blub 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 like bubbles going up. I don't know, but I don't know how you signal to people that. But yeah, I'm assuming everything's planted and ready to go.
Oh. There's a small hindsight in our plan as Doc is walking and swinging his cane. The crows will know. Don't they come out about 2-3 days and, well, motions to the guard, well, to where the guard had fallen.
So you think we need a fresh body over there?
Freshest one's already in the water.
We've got one. We can just take that back with us and dump it in with the rest.
Sure.
It would look like got killed during the job. Ties him in with what happened here, since somebody's going to identify him as being one of the guards here.
You just kind of actually walked into a really great solution to your problem.
Exactly.
So, and it like the way that honestly the way that the crows work, they take a while for them to circle in and like zone in on where it is. So you don't even necessarily have to move the body. Like I would say, like it's like close enough to where the boat you sink is. So
because you said that the way that they do things is that the crows come in and then somebody comes in to dispose of the body because they don't want the bodies lingering around. So the fact that we got corpses is highly like illegal. I assume that somebody was holding on to corpses.
that's a great point. I think that's probably very true.
So I imagine eventually the crows will zone in on wherever we've kept these bodies because they're not under whatever protections they would have been or something.
I mean, this gets a little hazy. Stealing bodies is real bad for that reason. Yes. I don't know how useful. I mean, I don't know like how zeroed in like GPS level these crows are. So this is what they say. Whenever someone dies in the city, so I'm gonna say it's not immediate, but there are arcane spirit bells at Bellwether Crematorium that whenever someone dies in the city, they go bing, and they can only be heard by those near the death or site of the death, and also by the spirit wardens who are attuned to the bells. And then a death seeker crow leaps the belfry and flies to the district where the dead may be found, circling ever closer to the corpse every minute. And it's the responsibility of the wardens to recover the body and remove it to the crematorium where it's dissolved into ectoplasm to destroy the spirit before it can become a ghost. So, yes, the fact that the bodies exist at all means that someone messed up somewhere or someone hid the body from them and moved it before they could be disposed of properly. So it means that every one of those dead also have a ghost somewhere loose in the city. Yeah. So cool. That's cool. But anyway, so I think like I'm gonna say it's not immediate on death. I'm gonna say it but actually I'm gonna put a clock on there. Also, instead of gangs, actually I think a more appropriate clock is bell tolls. And then everyone knows that a death has happened, and that's pretty rough. Or that's gonna kick everything off, you know. So we're gonna do the same clock, but just titling it differently.
I hate to throw wrenches in the works, but couldn't I catch his spirit? And then would they go to the body or would they find the spirit? I mean, I like I said, I hate to go like, all right, let's push the buttons here.
You are asking me questions that I don't know the answer to, but
fine.
let's play with it. If you want to try to catch this spirit and delay or even cancel this clock, I'm game for that.
Okay. All right. I do have the ability to compel. You can attune to a ghost field or force a nearby ghost to appear and obey a command you give it. You are not supernaturally terrified by a ghost you summon or compel, though your allies may be. That's what compel says.
Okay, so I'm putting gangs back up there because the guard missing is still going to alert people, but the bell tolling is a different thing. So I'm going to leave both clocks up there if you can cut this one off.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and so you're trying to tune to the spirit to catch it?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to say that, again, this is kind of because it's a fresh corpse. Actually, yeah, because it's a fresh corpse, and also I don't think many deaths have happened in this area in a long time. I don't think you're gonna pull in other ghosts that you're not meaning to quite yet because there's less ghosts out here. So I'm gonna say it's controlled, and a standard effect.
Okay, so tune.
Actually, let me change that. I'm going to say it's risky standard effect because you standing out there trying to trap this ghost could risk pulling in attention.
All right, so risky, and then submit, right? That's it?
Yeah. If you want to, you can try to get bonus die for some if you want to. If you want a devil's bargain, or if you want to push yourself and take some stress.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's push and take some stress. So I already went risky. Now standard.
So risky stays, standard stays. You just get to add a bonus die.
All right, and then submit again. Bonus die 1. Submit.
Nice.
Boom.
So you got a 6 is your highest die. So describe to me what it looks like as you kind of draw out this ghost of the drowned guard, and what do you trap it in? What does that look like?
So I have a fine lightning hook, and I have spirit bottles on me. So basically, I go to the edge where when he splashed in, and I went, oh my, the plan must be working. And then I go, we should probably capture him. And so he begins to like meditate and kind of like spirit medium kind of thing.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden there's a blue glow under the water, and as it's as the spirit's rising, he gropes like he's reaching for a net to catch a fish, and he grabs the lightning hook and he like swirls the spirit up around it like cotton
Nice.
candy, like this
Yes.
blue glowing whip of cotton candy, and then boom, and then slips it into the bottle and corks it real quick, and there's
Fantastic.
this bluish throbbing glow, and I imagine he's pretty pissed because he was just murdered.
Fantastic. Yeah, definitely shocked, if anything. So yes, I'm gonna say you have stunted the bell from tolling, so we're gonna get rid of this clock. Now we just are dealing with the gangs noticing that part of the guards are missing. So fantastic. And with that amazing swirling ghost capturing action, we're gonna take a break right here, and we will be back in a decent amount of time. But thank you all so much for joining us, and we will return to see the conclusion. We're back, everybody. GG Ggameknights split. It's in the dark. Fun times with Sean and Savannah and RJ and Graybeard and your Uncle Ryan. We're having fun times.
You're my favorite uncle.
Well,
You're not
thank
my
you.
dad.
No, I'm not. I've been very clear on that. So do we want to announce anything after breaks? I'm really. What do we have a normal thing that we like to do when we come back from breaks?
No, we usually just keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Okay, cool. So a question that came up during the break was, I've forgotten it. Oh, when can we do flashbacks?
Yeah, can we just do those at any time? Like
Yes.
when we get in a situation?
Yes, during a score, you're allowed to spend stress to proc a flashback. So, for example, you being in this coat room, looking out at this kind of sea of gambling and seeing all the cards flying around, you could say like, well, I like a couple days ago to prepare for this, I did this, I paid off this person to that we were gonna get like one of the cocktail waitresses or something like that they were going to let us in, blah blah blah. And so you spend 2 stress, and depending on what you're doing, there's a certain action roll that you have to do to see how successful you were at it. But yes, you can always go back and at any point during a score to seed a thing that can get you past whatever obstacle you're in front of right now.
Okay.
So you could example, you're in a coat room, you could say like, I paid someone off to put in a bunch of clothes specifically for us in here. I don't think you really have to even do that. You can just like look through and see what fits. But like just as an example, like so that being said, you all have to circumnavigate this room to try to get to one of the back rooms to get entrance, which will probably have a guard asking for some sort of like, I'm sure they're either going to ask for a large buy-in to get into the room or some sort of password or poison in the face. That's also an option, you
I
madman.
have 2 more charges left.
Get 'em. So my question then is how familiar are we with this place, and how beneficial would it have been for me to perhaps have surveyed the building to get its layout beforehand?
You tell me what you're angling for, like specifically, like what do you think
how
that the lay of the land would
out and where I think we're supposed to be going.
Okay, well, let me just go ahead and dispel that, and we'll just say there's a very clear, like, back hallway where there are two beefy looking dudes who are their three-piece suits are straining to contain just the beef, the interior beef of these men, and so and that looks like beyond them is likely where these high roller tables are. If you're looking for something else where the lay of the land could work to your advantage, then we can talk about that.
Is there any way that you could have found out, like, because a buy-in's getting past the two beefcakes at the end of the hall is going to be difficult as far as like window access, rooftop access, any other like ways that we get in, like guard rotations, things like that.
So eviction at this point is a little flexible. We can talk about different things. Maybe one of you paid one of these beefcakes off like a few hours, like a day ago, or found some leverage on them to blackmail them into letting you in, or something like that. Or maybe, so I'm just like throwing things out. Like you can make your way through in whatever you can conceive, because just like think about.
I was just
you think about your
suggesting
actions.
because we've got our sniper to do. I don't know if she's got anything for like sniping stuff or scoping things out.
I'm just very good at surveying and hunting, and prowling, but I guess can shoot from far away. Is the move.
Could we have murdered them in advance?
Could you murder?
No, I just like my thing is
I mean,
like prowling around and
we could have her.
surveying, so.
I mean, we could have Lush outdoors. I don't know, like with the sniper position overlooking the facility to take out one of the guards. But yeah, there's obviously downsides for that.
A quick question to Wormwood: what can you do with a soul?
I can compel it to. I can give it a command, and it let's see, appear and obey a command. I give it.
Could you compel it to give us the password to the door?
Only if the particular spirit knew the password to the door.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah, that's I'll spend 2 stress and just say that I convinced one of these beefcakes that I was in contact with their dear lost grandmother, and I seanced out a situation where he would let us into this game because Granny told him to.
Well, that is wild, and I am here for it. So let's see. So let's talk about this. All right, let's go. We do a little flashback right now, going back to Zia. You managed to find out the beefcakes that were going to be working at the Bountiful Luck on the night that you were going to make this hit. So you tried to convince them that you have spoken to their grandmother.
Yeah, like I figured out one of them was like a spiritual kind of guy or whatever, and went about telling him that I've been in contact with your grandmother.
Okay.
And then I'll get him into basically, like a parlor somewhere and do a seance kind of thing to try to make him either, 1, actually talk to his grandmother, or 2, make him think that he's in contact with the grandmother, and just give him closure or whatever. And then as a favor, I'd really like to get into this. Oh, by the way, aren't you one of the guys who work at the Leviathan, or at what do we call it? What's the place called? The Lucky
Bountiful
something.
Luck.
The Bountiful Luck. Oh, I hear they have just a splendid card game there. I've been trying to get into it, but
Okay, so
it's closed.
here's how I'm gonna resolve this.
All right.
First, we're gonna do a fortune roll.
Okay.
The fortune roll is just, this is basically just what it sounds like. It's me as the uncle being like, I don't want to arbitrate this, and being like, let's see if you can actually talk to this person's grandmother. Okay. So we're gonna do roll fortune to see if you can actually get in contact with the grandmother.
All right. So
And I'm gonna sit, this is it's probably, this is very risky. So not risky, sorry. I'm gonna say it's very unlikely. So I'm gonna say you have to roll 6.
Okay.
To be able to get in contact with the grandmother.
All right. So just click the roll fortune and then follow the menus, right?
Yeah.
All right. Number of dice.
I think just standard.
1.
Yeah.
1 die. Submit. Notes. No notes.
No, this is time. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So since you're unable to contact the grandmother directly with a 3, I'm gonna say this is gonna be a sway roll where you're trying to trick this person into believing that you can talk to their grandmother. So you're gonna roll me a sway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, without having any sort of evidence that you can talk to the grandmother, I'm gonna say this is I'm gonna say a risky roll with a standard result.
Okay. And I have no points in sway. Does that matter?
It does, but not in the way that you might want.
Okay.
It means you got disadvantage. You take the lowest of up 2 rolls, basically.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You can take a devil's bargain and get that up to a flat roll. I can come up with a devil's bargain for you if you'd like.
Okay. Can I kibitz first and say that I studied to try to figure out something about said grandmother, or is that already said in the? Okay, I know this guy loves his Gmaw, and I'm gonna try to swerve that in there.
I think in this case that would be incurring an additional 2 stress to try to boost your roll on your own.
Okay. And does stress, as it adds up, you mark it off over here on the bar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this being before, would this stress still be here today on the mission?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, I'm in trouble. Okay, guys.
So the closer you get to stress, or the higher you get in stress, the closer you get to trauma.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's the sway. Oh, I think I already hit it. Okay, risky, right?
Yep.
And then effect standard.
Yes, sir.
And submit. And I got 1 die. And
or did you? Oh yeah, 1 die. Oh, that's a good roll. That's a 5.
Oh, phew. Okay.
All right, so that's a partial, as they say in this game. So I'm trying to think of how to arbitrate a partial. I think what we're going to do is, so for a partial success, you're successful. You manage to convince this guard that you can talk to the grandmother, and what did Mima say?
And he'll go, well, she told me that you need to stop being a slack gob and get on with getting married and having some grandkids.
I've been trying, believe me, I've been trying.
I don't know what that means, but that's what she said anyway. And she did say something like, you're a giant slab of beef, and it's lucky that someone hasn't butchered you yet. That's also what she said.
I've been trying to get Margaret to butcher me for years now. I'm doing it, but you're right. This is what Mima would have wanted. So yeah. Oh, so good to hear it again. And I won't disappoint you none.
There. That's from me, not from her.
She's still really disappointed.
Yes,
I get it though.
Exactly. That's exactly it too. He's just trying to be like,
that's
it's
so
okay.
funny. All right, so yes, so you managed to convince Vince, we'll say, that his grandmother from the grave. You gave this seance, this life lesson, and Vince is going to let you. And it's a partial success. I'm going to tick the clock for gangs forward.
Okay. All right.
But you and your cohort are allowed into the high roller table.
Okay. I like the fact that I convinced. Nice play on words there, good sir.
You caught me. Fantastic. So that's going to bring us to all of you, actually. I don't know why I said like it's going to be just one of you. Yeah, so I should describe the situation. You walk into the door and it's much quieter in here, so I should change the music or change the sounds. Although I can barely hear it anyway, it's fine. You get into the back rooms, and the light back here is, while thematically you might think it might be dimmer, it's actually much brighter because here the lights aren't lit by standard oil lamps. These are lit by electroplasm electric lights, which is very expensive, very bougie, and kind of casts a ghostly blue glow across the walls. You see several individuals with excellent with suits that in most districts or any district other than Crowsfoot, maybe it won't be that fancy, but here it's these are the movers and shakers of Crowsfoot society here. You also see at one table, you see a few individuals with distinctive red sashes around their waists, including one of you knows what's her name again? Mylera Clev, right? Did one of you said that you knew Mylera, or you just know her by name?
You just mentioned their name earlier, so I threw it out.
Okay, cool. So Mylera Clev, you assume perhaps that might be who you're looking at right now. There's a shrewd-looking woman who is eyeing everyone else at the table. There are other individuals. Not everyone at the table are red sashes. There seem to be other individuals representing different other groups, though with bearing marks that maybe you don't recognize, or they're just wearing nice suits, so you're not really sure, since you are not yet acclimated with all of the leaders of the of Crowsfoot, of the Crowsfoot gangs. But you do notice her just because of the distinctive red sash, and she has got this dark hair that's pulled back tight into a bun that kind of adds a little bit of severity to her already severe expression on her face as she is carefully eyeing other people in their expressions as the cards go around the table once more. And in the center of the table, you see just a healthy pot, a healthy pot. So what do you do?
Well, Seven, I got us through the door. It's up to you now.
Right. Try to think if there's something we would have set up here, because I don't think we'd just come in with and we're not just gonna take
With-
stuff off the
with
table.
no coin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like RJ. What is your load? Pistol, second pistol.
So are we like the only, as far as we just walked into this room, are there a lot of other people, like there is like a crowd in here that we can blend in with, or
I would say so. In the earlier room, there's probably between like 1 and 200 people. In here, it's more like 2 or 3 dozen. It's not going to be easy. You can't really blend in. It's
okay.
I think actually that's a great point. Like as you walk in, like some people kind of like most people are focused on what they're doing. There's a lot of money on the table, but like you do catch the eyes of someone like the like attendants and like guards who just kind of like glance at you as you come in, but they don't react other than just acknowledging your presence.
So maybe the plan is for Slide, or sorry, that's not my name, that's my playbook. For Seven to like buy their way into the game as like a distraction while the others try to steal what's like behind the counter. What do you guys think?
I'll back your play.
Sure.
Because we're gonna try to get as much as we can from this game, and so I assume whatever, there's a lot of money on the table, but I imagine there's also going to be a lot of money that the house has collected at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So unless we're just chalking this whole thing up to Seven being able to just
Outplay
win.
everybody.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, but have we given up on the selling out the? We're setting up the other guys, not selling them out. That's where we decided. Okay,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. So
Well-
maybe we set it up ahead of time where Seven got in with one of the like dealers that works at the casino, or one of whoever he would need to for the buy-in, to essentially have that like staked already, like
Okay.
on the books.
So, all right. So, how do you want to go about doing that? Say, you know, someone who's there, or I mean, you don't know them personally necessarily, but like you reach
Probably
out to
spent
them somehow.
You've spent some time in like the taverns around this area to try to find somebody who worked at the casino, met them, sort of got, you know, like a con man sort of thing, like got in with them, maybe, I don't know, maybe slept with them, who knows, and
Okay.
basically came up with this story that they concocted them of, like, you know, I don't know, maybe something like they owe a lot of money and they need to win it back, and they know that this card game's happening, so they want to compete in it, but they don't have enough for the buy-in. So maybe if they can put their name on the ledger, like have the buy-in staked for them in the books, then they will be able to pay off their debts, and they'll pay them back for the buy-in and all that.
Okay. So I just noticed there's consort and there's sway, and consort is friendly socialization and sway is trying to like influence. So if you're trying to like leverage something against someone socially, sway would make more sense. If you're just trying to be friendly and get a buddy thing, then consort would be more appropriate.
Okay. Well, maybe I because sway works better for me, so I think I'd rather go with that. So maybe I find one of the dealers who, like, I find someone who's already in a bit of trouble. They owe some money, and instead of say, like, you do this for me, I'll split what I win with you.
Okay, cool. So with that deal, then yeah, you can go ahead. We'll say with that deal, I'm gonna say what that does is the effect. You're gonna trade a little bit of effect for position, or opposite. I don't know. Anyway, it's not gonna be a risky roll. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a controlled roll. With the effect is gonna be standard still though. So for doing a sway on this person.
All right, controlled, standard. That is a 6 and a 1.
Awesome. So that is a success. So so who's this person?
His name is Hal, and he's one of the dealers for the. We'll say he's one of the. Yeah, one of the dealers for the casino.
Yeah. Hal's moving asshole. Just kidding. I don't know. Anyway, we'll script that out. Okay, so you have a deal with them that you're going to split the winnings with them if they can kind of pad your buy-in. Hal was insistent that you had something to throw in though, and initially. Do you all like start with coin at all? The character sheets, do they start with coin? No. All right. Well,
Well, maybe Sway, or maybe Seven would argue and say that like my face, like I'm the one putting my face out there. So
right.
If this goes bad, they're going to be coming after me for the money. So.
Okay. So how like slides you a buy-in, and it's like, makes like just kind of nods at you knowingly as like. They hand you a stack of chips, and they turn around and they go back to like they're like behind the barred cage where all like the chips are, and they like slide it out to you.
Yeah. So then Seven, fulfilling their end, will go sit at the table and is going to do everything they can to like draw attention. Whether they win or lose doesn't matter at this point because they don't actually care about the buy-in. And I do have as one of my one of my items was a fine disguise kit.
Okay.
So could I say that like preemptively Seven disguise themselves because we don't want to be
sure
like for both conversations with Hal and this. And has,
sure.
Like, an alternate identity.
So what does Seven look like at the moment?
Probably like
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, just Brad Pitt with a mustache. Yeah, probably like darken their features a bit, gave him like, like a bigger nose, a scar, like, just enough to obscure their face to make them.
And right-facing thumbs.
Beginning with that weird tell.
Again, that would be a normal feature for their people.
No, my God.
Not the only person with right-facing thumbs.
Okay, all right. That's the fair point, but it does limit who they're going to be looking for a little bit.
Sure. If there's any way I could have hidden that, I don't know how you would.
I don't know, other than getting real flexible pinkies. I don't know how you can hide that.
It stands there like the whole time, just keep it like has used makeup to disguise the backs of their hands. But just keeps their fingers extended the whole time.
Gloves and fake thumbs.
Gloves and fake thumbs.
Tuck the thumbs in.
That is the title of my next novel, actually. Gloves and fake thumbs. So excellent. You sit at the table, and there are 4 other people there with you. One with just a pitiful stack who's just almost doesn't seem to register that they're just like seeming to have a little bit of an anxiety attack right there as they're kind of looking at what they've brought in that's dwindled so much. A couple other like nod at you respectfully, and Myrina, I already forgot her name again. What was it? Her name. My goodness. Mylena?
Mylera.
Mylera. Yeah. Lara just kind of gives you a nod.
Oh, the car's treating everyone tonight.
Seems they treat us all.
Well, I have to say, I know I'm coming a bit late here, but I'm feeling pretty lucky.
That's good for you. Luck tends to turn, though, over time.
We'll just have to see how long it holds on for then. Well, come on. Deal me in.
I'd be happy to take your money if you're willing.
You can certainly try.
All right. The dealer throws a stack of cards your way. What are the other three of you doing at this moment? Kind of wallflowering at the moment. But is there something that you do?
Doc will lean over to Lush. Be a dear and see where all the wings are going.
Fine. Call me dear again, I'll shoot you.
The winnings that are like all the buy-ins, like the chips that everyone's playing with are, obviously just chips, but the money is being all held behind the bard counter where Hal is, and a couple other people that are working back there as well. So what do you do? Oh, I didn't loop that audio. That's why I feel so quiet in here. My bad.
What do you think?
Pardon?
Are you gonna try to take him now? Or do you want to wait for Seven to do whatever he's doing?
I'm not good at survey. I was gonna scan the room.
You can scan the room. Tell me what you're looking for. There's right now, like, again, it's not like D&D. I'm only gonna have you roll if there's like a specific something at stake. If you're taking a risk, but just looking around is not a risk. So,
Guard placements, exit option.
there seems to be only that you can see the only way in and out is from the place that you came in by vents, where like Vince this is a partner are working. There might be another way out, but not one that you see. Now, again, you can use a flashback to create another way out if you like, depending on what you have at your disposal.
I do have my Wreckers kit, but could we say Doc had gotten into the High Rollers area beforehand and just didn't tell anyone? And he basically got to a back room and kind of busted a support out so that they can kind of jump out into the water as an escape option.
Okay, so wait, so explain it again. You bust out support of what exactly?
Like a wall, basically. There's
wall,
like
okay.
He just weakens it a little bit, but
do you have any
tries not to.
explosives or anything?
I mean, I could have grenades if I spend alchemical stuff.
Okay. I mean, there's things that you could possibly do in that sense, or
Like, could you have like used acid to weaken the braces on the back or something so that it's still holding together but it's weak?
Yeah. So basically, break the back and then bind it together with binding oil. So when we get back there, just pour some alkahest on it and it'll just push away.
that sounds awesome. I mean, yeah, you can do that. If you want to have prepared in that way, you may do that.
Sure.
And as we were closing in on the room, I would have said to everyone, I'd been like, as a absolute backup plan, if things go to hell, I have an angry spirit in my pocket here. There's an angry spirit bomb that I could shake and throw out. Most likely it'll come to kill me, but it would be a good way to panic individuals and run. Just a
True.
thought.
Oh, good. That was better than my idea.
Also, I wonder if even "go to hell" would even be a phrase in this world. Like, 'cause there's nowhere
Hope
to
the
go.
crows don't find your body.
Yeah.
If anything, that sounds like the best case scenario.
I mean, it's
Otherwise,
like,
your
oh,
soul
hell?
is just
Awesome.
melted.
Love to go someplace. Jeez.
I made it out! Woohoo!
It's like, it's like, oh, I love you, mother. Go to hell, or heaven, anywhere, really.
Go
Anywhere.
somewhere.
Just go. All right, so staying within the action, 7 is gambling away. Go ahead and do a fortune roll. 7. I'm actually
7.
interested
Okay.
to see how well you're doing. Because
Do
I guess it's
I-
possible that like you could just like win the money that you're trying to steal.
What,
who knows?
How many dice am I rolling for this situation?
So let's. I'm gonna take the time to look at the rules for fortune rolls because this could end the whole thing. Let's do it solidly. But otherwise, it might just like provide flavor and everything. Okay, so fortune roll. This is on page 34. If you all read it along. Let's see. I don't see any way for you to add anything onto this.
Okay.
Just scanning over this.
So this says number of dice 0.
So I wouldn't say 0. I'd say 1. Because it's
Okay.
not necessarily a disadvantage. We're gonna do it like a standard like fortune, or standard roll. I mean,
Okay.
um,
All right.
yeah.
2.
Okay. So, you are not doing that great so far. You're making bold moves, but like when I say great, you're not doing great as far as the game is concerned. As far as being a distraction is concerned, you're doing great.
Yeah.
So
I imagine they're making really big bets, like
Yes.
taking a lot of risks, like trying
Yes.
to just like stir up drama. 'Cause
Yeah.
again,
So
don't care about the buy.
exactly. So you, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get out of the score by just like doing really well. But yes, you are servicing. Like actually, the bets that 7 are making is starting to draw the attention of some of the other tables, and they're starting to like gather around. And maybe something you can like kind of describe a little bit how you're trying to make a scene that would like get people's like attention like in this way. I don't know if you're like insulting some of the other players or like or just like being really cocky or like crying or I don't know like how you're doing it.
It's probably a combination of being cocky and making remarks about like kind of egging on the other players and stuff and creating some banter around the table.
Yeah. So
Especially if everyone's just sitting there kind of stoically like World Series poker and just like looking at their cards and being real like it wouldn't have any of that.
Right.
It's like ordering drinks for the table and stuff and
Okay, yeah. And maybe for the like some of like the guards as well, like ordering drinks for them,
Yeah.
which they don't drink, but they're like, distracted nonetheless. So you definitely, I think like my lyric like definitely views you like skeptically, but with like interest, and But yeah. So the other three of you, so you told me. So did you weaken the back wall, or are you just planning to do like a spirit thing, spirit bomb?
We weakened the back wall and
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the exit planned. You know where the money is.
And we
You
didn't
also-
know we would have a spirit in a bottle
No.
to begin with, so we would have had to have something else as a distraction if that's how we're going to do it.
So you have distractions. What are you going to do about it?
well, I guess it's about time. And when he was back there rigging the wall, could I have found the power source to the lights to
Nice.
overload them?
To overload them. Interesting. Yeah. There for sure. You found there is a well, before you do know that there, like, what's powering these lights is this electroplasm, this basically Leviathan blood, these things that are found out in the Black Seas, that these Leviathan hunters go out, they collect these, and basically these the blood and blubber of these things used to power the city. It's very expensive
Volatile.
stuff, very volatile. So you can do an attempt to do a tinker. I think that's what it sounds like you're angling towards, a tinker, to try to overload these things and maybe blow out the lights. And
Yes. Also,
does that sound right?
Yeah. When the lights blow out, he'll also shout Skullfire, which is a poison inside of the kits, which is overheated Leviathan blood. To cause a panic in the room where it happened.
Oh my. Okay, so interesting. So that sounds like 2 consecutive rolls. We're gonna do the tinker one to see how effective the lights going out is, and then the other one sounds like a deception sort of roll-ish, so maybe like a sway. Although, like, probably not have you roll for it, because the lights go out, I don't think anyone's gonna really doubt anything necessarily. I think they're gonna be freaked out. So
Position.
probably maybe just one. So for the tinker roll, so let's do the flashback. Tell me how this is working out. Like, how are you getting into this situation? Like, are you like pretending to?
He would have found some like mechanic outfit, walked in. Hey, I'm here to check the lights, make sure everything's good for opening night.
Cool. Cool. We'll do. I've been leaning on this hard, but we're gonna do risky and standard effect.
Okay.
So far, nothing has felt desperate yet. I think we're gonna get there very soon. 2 and a 3. All right, cool. So with the 2 and a 3, here's what's gonna happen. Again, a 1 to 3 doesn't necessarily mean what you're going for doesn't happen. But it does mean that things don't go great. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do this clock just 1 tick. So gangs will be alerted in 1 tick, and I'm starting a new clock as the lights burst. You seem to have misjudged the power level in which to kind of overload things, and sparks don't just like out of the lights, they burst out in a torrent. And I'm starting a new clock. I'm gonna just do 3.
And it reads death.
You're not wrong. But it's specific die by fire. As sparks begin to like jet out of these light sources in gouts of flame. So that's what happens. And also take your 2 stress for the flashback. Cool. So I need to find fire sounds. Excuse me while I do that. So you all, this is a pretty big moment. The lights go out other than the flames. So there still is light in the room currently. But it's not as well lit as it was earlier. So what are you gonna do?
The money run.
Is it up to me and Lush? I mean,
if there's that much of a distraction, I am going to try to skulk around and just steal as much money as I can.
Sorry, I was listening to fire sound and it blew up in my ears when I was doing it. Can you say that again?
Yeah, if the distraction is that large, yeah, I'm gonna skulk around, if possible, behind the bar and just try to just steal as much stuff as I can.
Okay. All right. So, what would that be? Let's see. Let's look at the actions together. So you're gonna try to get behind the bars.
Yeah, I don't know if that's prowl.
It's finesse because prowl is more of a physical.
Well,
Or there might have to be like. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like getting behind the bars in the first place. Like kicking down the door might require a wreck or something like that. And you can get help from someone else, or you tell me if you can think of something. If you could maybe try to like reach between the bars and around that, like I'm open to different ways of what you're angling with. I'm sure an action that you're skilled at.
Yeah,
Fiction is
hunting and
flexible.
hunting doesn't really. That's more like tracking, but prowling is the thing that I'm good at. So I was just imagining this because it says like you traverse skillfully and quietly, that I was going to like lean into being as quiet as possible to try to get back there in the first place.
could it be one of those that when that goes, like someone opens the door and you try to slip in?
No, for sure. They don't want to burn alive in there, for sure. Absolutely. That's a great point. So one of the a secret door that you didn't actually notice how to get behind the bars kind of throws open as Hal and a couple other attendants quickly begin to run out from behind the bars, trying to put out the flames. Two of them try to put out the flames. Hal's like, no, I'm out, goodbye, not worth, and heads to the back door where Ben says. So you absolutely can do a prowl move to try to nab as much as you can. So I'm gonna set this as so I'm gonna keep it at risky, but the risk in this case is actually getting burned, not from necessarily people seeing what you're doing. So it's a harm risk in this case, but standard effect for no, I'm gonna say we'll say greater than standard effect, because you're kind of back there by yourself.
Which one is that? Standard, limited, great, extreme, 0.
We'll say great.
Great.
Extreme.
There we go. That's a 5 and a 6.
Nice. So with the 6, you quickly dart back there around the 3 attendants who burst out of the back room. You sneak back there. You slide as much of the money back there as you can in your attaché, which also has your rifle in it, again, for continuity.
Yes.
And you get several money is what you get. You get 16 coins worth which is a lot. A lot. Knowing that the Lamplacks are going to, let's see, just 1 second. Come on. Yeah. Oh, actually, it's more because it's not just it's more than just the red sashes money. So it's 16. They're only expecting about 8 coins back, actually. So they were originally thinking it'd be a score of 12 coin, and you would keep, and they would keep 8 of that, and you would keep 4. But with 16, you managed to get a lot.
Yay.
Might piss off a couple extra people, but it'd be okay. So
Can I
you
do
load it
something
up.
at the table while they're
Sorry.
doing this too.
Sure.
Sorry, if they're let them finish their thing if they need to. But
I don't think so. I think Lord Almighty, Lush. You quickly throw it in the back. We'll say, Doc, are you preparing to like blow out the wall?
He's
Or-
literally waiting at the wall with like a bottle, just flicking the lid off and on.
Okay, perfect. And Zia, what are you doing at this moment?
Assisting in the general panic. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's fire. Oh my. Shall we escape?
Okay, so in this, yeah, absolutely. Then
Everyone for themselves.
7, you have a moment.
then as like the fire and stuff, because the world, I assume it's just panic begins to erupt in the main room here as
Yes.
smoke and fire is happening. Can I use finesse, which is like sleight of hand and stuff, to
About to
sort of
take-
panic kind of like upturn the table as we're
Sure.
going, but use that like that moment to try to just palm the most valuable items that have been resting on the table, because the chips and stuff aren't valuable on their own.
Yeah.
But like if anyone had any valuables that they were had let like sit on the edge of the table like gamblers do.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
Especially anything that what's her face has, Mylara.
Okay, I'm gonna say standard effect. I'm gonna say this is a desperate roll,
Okay.
just because I want to.
Sure.
Kind of because I want to like just test it out, but also because I think like flipping a table and trying to go the Rolex in the wallet, like like
Yeah.
is,
Well,
is
I was kind
pretty-
of saying like. Yeah, because it kind of it tips the table and kind of like falls to the ground as well. And as he's kind of scrambling, as everybody's panicking, tries to palm a
the
couple
more
of things.
physical you get, the
Yeah.
more risk you put your disguise at. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it a desperate.
Mm.
But yes, but
Okay.
the effect is good.
And the effect is standard.
I'm gonna keep. Well, yeah, I'll keep the effect as standard for now. And you can try to. Well, you can't really do that. But if you want to boost with the Devil's Bargain, or push yourself, take some stress.
I do
You
that
can-
after the roll, after I see the result, or I do that
Before you
Okay.
you figure out all bonus dice before you roll.
Yeah, I'll push myself.
Okay, so you take 2
I haven't
stress,
done that yet.
and you can get an extra bonus die.
All right. 2, 5, and 6.
Nice. So you take the highest. 6 is the highest. So perfect. So you flip the table and manage to grab, I think, probably an extra 3 coins worth of value. It is a wild decision to do this, but like I think even some of your disguise does come off, but you manage to like twist and turn in time that like no one actually sees your face, and you begin to with these items in hand, you begin to like run towards the wall where Doc is standing, who triggers the mechanism. Or how does the wall blow out? How would you like to do that?
It's a binding agent against the wall because he's already like prepped it, and it just falls away. Like he smashes a bottle against it.
Okay, perfect. So the bottle smashes, the wall just like almost like liquefies and kind of like just rains down. It's difficult to see in the darkness, just like lit by the firelight, and you all like kind of rush towards this newly melted exit, and you leap through, splashing into the water below. Not which this particular uh, uh, exfiltration, this egress is not that far from where Kit has managed to pull the gondola to be waiting for you. As Kit is like paddling in the water, the four of you like quickly try to like pull yourself into the gondola and begin to punt yourself away. Yes.
Just to cover the tracks, Doc pulls a grenade out from his belt and just leaves it on the ground and jumps away.
Oh god. Okay.
The wall blew out. What do you want me to do?
I don't want you. I don't want you to do anything. That's great. So so let's see. I'm gonna say that's a tinker roll for using your equipment, though. Like in this way, situation itself. We're gonna keep it at risky and standard effect. Hopefully the timing mechanism is.
I'm bad at my job.
Okay, so you do set this grenade off. The timing mechanism is not what you thought it was, though. You thought you set it for 6 seconds, but that is not the case. I'm gonna have you take. If you choose not to resist it, you're going to take level 2 harm, shrapnel, as this grenade explodes and kind of shreds through the place and like slices through your like thigh and torso, and everyone else behind you as well.
Ooh, no, resist. Would that be an insight then?
Let's see. I'm trying to think how we could do this. Insight. How would you like flavor that?
There is a bin that he throws it in, and it kind of dampens the concussive force.
Perfect. Okay. Yes. Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me an insight resistance roll.
0 bonus dice. 6.
Perfect. All right. So when you roll, is this critical or not? I don't know. I think you have to roll 2 6s to get a critical. I can't remember. But we'll just say because if you get a critical, you actually drop your stress by
stress.
1.
Yeah. We'll just say that it's.
We'll just say it's critical for now. I don't know. Yeah. I let's err on the side of critical for now. I don't remember. So you can drop your stress by 1. Well, you did notice that the fuse was like as soon as you lit it, you're like, oh no. And you quickly like stuff it into a barrel and it goes off. It doesn't have the effect that you wanted, but you don't injure yourself in the process. And you then maybe a little bit dejectedly leap out into the waters after that.
Who sets a timer so there's overflow?
Excellent. So the 4 of you, because these are gondolas, you punt yourself away. I guess these are really shallow waters, and you like towards the shores of Crow's Foot, and away from the now burning bountiful luck. Much richer than you were before, and at least as far as you can tell, no one's the wiser to what you've pulled off.
Set up the lamp blacks for it.
So, what do you deliver the 8 coin that Bazobaz is expecting? You're shaking your head.
We move to a nicer neighborhood. We change our names.
Interesting.
Oh, I was joking. I don't know what everyone else wants to do.
Sean is just vehemently
I
shaking
mean,
his head no.
My thought was that they assume that we died in the bodies that get found and stuff that end up coming back to them or us. I don't know. It's also one shot. I'm not worried about the ramifications of anything for these characters.
But is it?
I don't know how bad.
is
How
it?
bad would it be? I guess there's no way that we'd get lost in the shuffle. I guess we deliver the 8 coins that he wants.
Okay, you still have a lot left.
Yeah, that's not including. That's including the fact that he would have forgotten that he gave us the 2 coins from
Right.
before.
So I think 8 from the score and 3 that you grab yourself, which you can share or not share as you will. Okay, so everyone gets 2 coins except for Sean, who has 5.
You can only go up to. Oh wait, there's a stash. Ooh.
So the stash will probably. All right. So here's what I want to do, because like my goal was to get through all 4 little pillars of this. We're gonna do some downtime. All right. So we're gonna try to, like, some of y'all incurred some stress. That was a stressful encounter. So we're gonna try to get rid of some of that by indulging in your vices. How's that sound? So going to the downtime at 1736, 33, 35. Oh my gosh.
Hike.
I don't know where to go first. Okay. No, that's not a thing. Thirty-three. Why are these? What the heck? Those aren't pages that this thing is on.
It's on page 272 and a half.
272 and a half. Thank you, sir.
I don't know where it is. I'm sorry. Don't look at that. That was.
Oh, that's Night Market. Graybeard?
It's not me. I really wasn't looking. I just made that up.
That's Night Market. It's talking about Dundred and Sons.
Oh no, that sounds bad.
They're an overrated band. God.
Got it.
I can't find it. Where is it? Jeez Louise. Why can't I find it? We have sometimes, so I'm not panicking the fact that it's taking me so long to find it.
Such a weird coincidence. Like a week or so ago, I brought up Mumford and Sons in Neon Souls.
Let's see. All right, actually, I looked at the index wasn't helpful. Let me check the table of contents because that's probably really helpful. No, it's not. Rip. Why can't I find this? Are y'all looking at it as well? Or is it just me?
I too am prowling,
I don't know what I'm looking for.
rolling a 1 and 1 on it.
Let's see. Core system. Where's downtime?
Stress trauma.
Why can't I find it? Is there someone in Twitch chat that's like, derp, 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 y'all, it's bop, bop, bop? Downtime activities, 153. Let me think. Why did it take me so long to find it? It wasn't even in the index. Okay.
Added 2.
All right, between scores, your crew spends time at their liberty attending to personal needs and side projects. These are called downtime activities. You can acquire an asset, start a long-term project, or continue a long-term project. You can recover if you incurred harm. You can reduce heat. If y'all had a crew, you do get heat for the things that you do. It's like, like GTA, like getting your heat down. Or you can train, or you can indulge your vice, and indulging your vice is what reduces your personal stress. So because we're not really dealing with a crew sheet this time, we're just going to skip to indulging your vice. When you indulge your vice, you clear some stress from your character's stress track. Say how your character indulges their vice, including which purveyor of vice they use to satisfy their needs, which is on page 299. This indulgence takes time, so it can only be done when the crew has downtime. Alternatively, you can choose to release your character to be lost in their vice during a game session, allowing them to indulge off camera while you play a different PC. Blah, 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 blah. So you roll to find out how much stress relief your character receives. A vice roll is like a resistance roll in reverse. Rather than gaining stress levels, you clear stress levels. The effectiveness of your indulgence depends on your character's worst attribute rating. It's their weakest quality, insight, prowess, or resolve, that is most enthralled to vice. So you make an attribute roll using your character's lowest attribute rating. If there's a tie, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Just use whatever. And then clear stress equal to the highest die result. So whatever your lowest attribute rating is, roll that as a resistance. And whatever your highest is, how much stress you clear.
Cool. Okay.
And then describe it.
Just need to find something real quick. 224.
If you're clearing stress. If you're not clearing stress, we can also do something else. Like, I don't know that Lush incurred any stress at all. So we could RP starting a new project, like teaching Kit a new trick or something like that. We can start a new clock.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Teach Kit to pickpocket.
We're going to get rid of this clock, die by fire. We're going to get rid of this clock, gangs, because those are no longer relevant.
Yeah.
And we're going to start a new clock. What trick do you want to teach Kit? How to kick clouds?
Hunt a gondola.
He's already supposed to be good at hunting, so it will work on fetching.
Fetching. All right.
I'm out of spot for you. A pair of binoculars.
Call out distances and wind.
Spotter. Sticks his tongue out. Okay, I got the wind.
All right. So how to fetch?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. That's gonna be a simple clock. We're gonna go ahead and tick one off. Go ahead and roll, I guess. But why not?
What am I rolling?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know why you'd ask me that, but okay. Well, I guess I'm the dungeon uncle, so I should probably ask you to roll the thing. Maybe it's a fortune roll. Downtime. So 145. Downtime if 153. So I forgot what I said everything. Okay. So a long-term project. Savannah, this is for you. When you work on a long-term project, either a brand new one or an already existing one, describe what your character does to advance the project clock and roll one of your actions. Mark segments on the clock according to your result. So if it's a 1 to 3, it's 1 segment. 4 to 5, it's 2 segments. If it's 6, it's 3 segments. If it's a critical, it's 5 segments. So you tell me how you teach Kit how to fetch better.
Well,
What action you're using to do that?
let's see.
Are you consorting with treats?
I mean, that seems like the easy option, but if I'm trying to like
Be
I'm
successful?
I'm looking at them trying to angle for something that I'm good at.
Mhm.
Oh. So I think I want to use my great ability to survey situations in specifically being like pointing out weaknesses and like weak spots and like easy targets
Mhm.
to try to do this.
Okay. I don't know how. Can you explain it?
No, it's
Okay.
a dog. I don't know.
All right. Let's roll consort then.
I haven't had enough
And-
time to think about it.
and you can take some stress to boost it, so it's a stress.
Is this risky?
No. You can just take a straight roll, like boost it, take some stress because it is stressful training a dog sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, see, you hide the treats in the good spots. That's the thing. You know, you could pick anything of a lineup, but the treats are in the spots you
Yeah.
want him to fetch from.
If I hadn't
see?
been thinking for the last 3 hours and I had time to come up with something,
Yeah.
no, man, that's just a one.
All right. So while that is just a 1, guess what, Miss Savannah? Boom. 1 tick on that kit fetch clock. So do that a couple more times and Kit can start fetching.
Great, good dog.
Easy peasy. So you do take 2 stress from that.
Yeah.
But the other, you all describe how you hit your vice and then roll, and we'll see how much you stress you incur from it. Or I'm sorry, stress you heal from it.
And remind me what we roll again.
Your lowest.
Whatever your lowest attribute score is. So let me pull up your thing real quick. So your lowest is insight, because you don't
There's a
have
button
any.
here that says indulge vice too, so I don't know if that would.
So it probably does the same thing. I would imagine it does the same thing. Go ahead and indulge vice.
I'm gonna click that. Which mine was gambling, so I don't know if I also handled both at the same time.
Kind of like that. What happens when you? Okay. So let's take so you rolled a snake eyes and it says take the lowest result above. So you do clear 1 stress. I think having such a huge pot in your hand and losing it at that time has put the bug in you, and you've continued to gamble more and more and more. You do drop your stress by 1, but it's not quite as much as you wanted, because just can't quite get ahead the way that you felt like you should be able to at this point. Doc, how about you roll your vice for me?
Sure. 4. Or no, take the lowest
Excellent.
1.
Oh yeah, take the yeah. So you reduce your stress by 1. So you only had 2 stress. So you dropped it by 1. What's your vice?
Stupor. He's in his room humming to himself as he gets like a rubber tube in one of his syringes.
Jeez, Lord Almighty. Yep. So okay, excellent. So that's gonna bring us to Gibbles.
Okay, so I have down weird as the thing, and I decided that since my enemy is a demon, it's crazy monster sex. They like summon otherworldly creatures and have intimate relations with them.
Okay.
So
That definitely felt like an underpants gnome situation. It's like, well, my vice is demons. Question mark. Monster sex.
Yes, exactly.
So sure. Let's Let's
Don't
roll it.
twice. Hey, he's a noble. Stuff happens.
All right, man.
All right, and then no bonus dice for that.
No, not usually.
There it is.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, you fuck a monster and you drop your stress by 4. I don't know how. I'm not gonna narrate that. It is what it is.
Exactly.
I guess God, I'm not gonna narrate it. I already said I wouldn't.
Hey, I'm a noble. There's like silk jackets and smoking afterwards and stuff. So you
And
know,
tentacles.
it's,
Anyway,
and
so for tonight, that's gonna do it for our exploration into Blades in the Dark. Thank you all so much for joining us as we learn this new system. It's been a joy to have all 4 of you play with me tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. We have a game tomorrow on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is I've spaced on the name. I want to say Endless Fury. That is not it.
I
At all.
mean, for one character it is.
It is not it at all. Why can't I think of it?
nobody's saving you either. They're letting
Reckless
you hang.
Savage.
Elegant
Come on.
suffering.
Elegant Suffering. Elegant Suffering. What did I say? Endless Fury? No. Elegant Suffering is the game.
That's
and,
the second season.
Yeah, it'll be here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you all so much for joining us. We will be back soon. And if anyone has any further announcements, yes, no, maybe so.
Find everything on Twitter.
Find everything on Twitter. All right, y'all. Without further ado, good game and good night, Internet.